my god damn it. Wow. That's pretty... Kill you. What a serious guy. ZVT. He gets right to the point. Alright. So, it was asked to explain what I'm doing in ZVT. We're gonna play safe. We're gonna play solid. I'm not gonna do some fancy build. I'm gonna be going for the hatch first. You can see the lag there. We're gonna be at 200-something ping. That's not a big deal. Thank you, Dom Frank.
Hey Winter, here is some top-notch Bronze League heroes for you from me. Have fun.
Thank you. Make sure to send that to the email. As opposed to a link right now in the chat. Well, welcome back. He did scout pretty early. I mean, I guess drone scouting is something. You can make a justification for drone scouting, but I'm just going for the hatch first. 17 gas, 1 drone, another for the pool. This way, when the pool finishes... Wait, what do you... Really? You're gonna take my minerals? You're gonna take them home with you? But I'm not really, especially on a map this big, I'm not really worried about anything early on. I'm just gonna be going for 4 links, deflect the Reaper, see what he's got on the other side. Don't do that. Stop that. Go away. Don't tell me, like, he's actually bunker rushing me. Is this serious, or is this like, LOL, I have an STV, I should bunker rush you? I'm pulling 2 off of gas to get speed. He's got a Reaper on the way. This is not serious. This is just an opportunistic bunker. There's no reason to freak out about that. Also, the only place he can jump up... He can't jump on this map. That's a double tier right there. It's important to understand the maps. Well, yeah, the only place he can jump up is from the inside. So I'm not really worried. As he's dancing around here, I'm getting everything else going. I'm not even worried. Like, if he kills well, I'm not going to complain about that either. So, I'm going to send the Overlord in. Around 3 minutes to 3:30 is usually when most players are at least starting to decide their tech path. Take a look. Starport on the way. We have... Does he have a reactor? He has a tech lab. So, a little bit of everything. So I'm just continually making queens. I could go for... I don't even know if he has an expo, but I'm going to hold the OV over here. This is just one base. No, he has an expo, but does he have any units? Looks like that's a negative. So, who would have thought the Zerglings would just show up and ruin my day? I did. What? I got into the main... Oh! Well. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get an evolution chamber. We're going to get more gas. I'm going to get a lair and a roach one. And we're just doing a +1 roach timing right now. Not really a timing, but like, I see all this. I know he's not going to have a bunch of bio. I can get a third. I'm going to get to like 50 drones and then roaches. Thank you, Snipe Atomic. 5 months in a row. I think 3 gas should be... maybe I'll go up to 4. I hover over my supply. I see 43 drones. Can do a little bit better than that. Is there a tech lab on that? Worst case scenario, end up going Roach Hydra. But I see, when he has the 1-on-1, I don't have to freak out about what is he gonna make? What is he gonna attack me with? Nothing. Thank you, Hand Charlies. for that sub as well. Thank you for joining us. Nothing is the answer to that question. He's got nothing. What are we at? 50 drones? No. Let's get 8 more. Gonna rally out over here. I'm using camera locations to jump around. I'm gonna get a safety spore in case he actually tries a mine drop or something. I have my queens on 2, and I just double tap to jump to them. Yeah, just get another few drones. This Overlord's ambitious. I appreciate that, but it's gonna get you killed. Get a few more OVs, and while they're eggs, I'll control click, shift click, shift click. I'm right clicking on the minimap, shift click, shift click. So that way I'm splitting off one from the group each time to go the direction I right click them, even before they're built. I'll even get a Hydralisk down. Why not? Okay, we're looking at 53 drones. We're looking at 3 bases. We're looking at creep spread. I've got upgrades. I've got tech. So we're looking good. Well, hello there. That wasn't very nice. Let's throw these away. The roaches are coming back. Is he gonna get back inside? Thank you. I'm gonna bring the queens back. So we did a drop. Now I'm just gonna make a bunch of roaches and attack. Is the game plan. Still spreading the creep. Is that a Liberator? Wow, fancy. I don't even know how he took damage. But like... So the basic counter to what he's doing is just A-moving with a bunch of roaches. I know it sounds like a whole deal, but believe me, if I can do it, you can do it. I'll even right-click on the Widow Mine. As you can see, having more units is oftentimes better than having less. Now this is Korea, so he probably had double my APM, right? Yeah, he had about 50 more than me. Standard.
Your dedication.
Thank you, Ethereal Fear, for that sub as well. I am intentionally playing slower. I'm not playing like slow, but I'm intentionally playing slower, just very basic things. I can play even slower, but like on average as Zerg, I usually have 200 to 250 in like a try-hard game. So now we're just trying to hit all the basics here, and I'm still spamming some and stuff like that. So it's just reflex. Why is my SCV hotkey not a hotkey? That seems kind of important. How about build SCV? Let's try that one. The fuck are all these?
SCV ready. What's going
That seems like an important hotkey.
SCV ready.
I wonder what else is broken. We'll find out. But on this map, I'm gonna take advantage of the map. I'm gonna go command center first. But the key is to understand how they can pressure you after that. Command center first is good, but you can't just go CC first for the sake of going CC first and then just do whatever you were gonna do before, just slower with less stuff. No, you gotta take into account the situation.
Big job, huh? SCV ready. In the rear with the
To sunlight. And I'm gonna do a 3 racks play. I'm gonna go scout right now. It's even a little bit late for that. But what I'm watching out for on this map, he can't do an early pull. He can't just show up with a bunch of Zerglings and do a lot of damage. So I'm taking that into account. That's why I'm going for the command center at all. And I'm not going to be getting my gas for a while. That's another mistake. That's one of the two, not the two biggest, but it's one of the biggest mistakes I see lower level players make. Whether it's Bronze League heroes or coaching, pretty much the same thing, right? Is getting too much gas for the sake of getting gas. It's like, well, gas is important. Well, for the players who actually get gas. There are players who just don't get gas at all, and that's a whole nother problem. Oh yeah, he's got Zerglings. He's got Zergling speed on the way. I'm gonna look around. He didn't expand on the low ground, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make a bunker. Why not? I've already got another base. I'm gonna have mules for days. But as a general rule, for Zerg and Terran especially, this is a very, very general rule, by the way. But you want one gas geyser for about every 10 SCVs. So if you have, okay, starting at 20. After 20 SCVs, you want to have at least one gas geyser. After 30, 2. After 40, 3. And after 50, 4. Or at 50. That's very general, by the way. But as a Terran, that's just if you have nothing else to go by. But I would say get your first gas at like 13, but no second gas till you get to 30, unless you know what you're doing with this. I see too many of that. I forgot my depots, so just get depots too. That's also important.
Additional supply depots.
I'm gonna scan. I wouldn't usually do this, but that's a Roach horn and a lair, and I can count. If you can actually like sit there and count his drones, he doesn't have very many drones. Pro tip. So I'm just still making. I'm going to get behind the Overlord and push it back this way because that's how the AI works. We're going to get a third command center. I'm going to get an engineering bay in the front. This is kind of just a weird setup, but it's because he's doing some weird things with his build as well.
Add-on complete.
Oh, yeah. I'm going towards 40 SCVs. I'm going to get a third gas now. We're going to start the factory as well.
Add-on complete.
When I see the lair and I see the Roach horn, I see Roach speed. Or a Nidus, maybe. Or maybe he's just getting a lair. Maybe he just doesn't know what he wants in his life. That's fine by me.
Your dedication
I can
will
add
be
on.
rewarded.
On 2 bases, you want to go up to 5. Thank you. Never Quit Jim. For that sub as well. Want to get that +1. I think a good rule is always have 1 upgrade started by 6 minutes. If you can do that as any race, you're better off than pretty much everyone up to platinum.
Not enough runes.
I'm going to scan soon and see if he has that second base. But I'm just sitting here, and I'm building up. I'm going to get siege tanks. We're going to go for medevacs. He's building this base, and he's making roaches, and I checked. He has no upgrades.
Add-on complete.
I already have my third. So now it kind of comes down to just building up. I'm even going to get a turret on the edge there. Dropping the mules. Bring this down to the low ground. Second engineering bay. Reactor on the starport. You know what? I'm going to be fancy. I'm going to flip it around. Because I already have so much bio. And then reactors on everything else. He's trying to come up the ramp. So we just built units. Looks like that worked out pretty well. And not only do we know by this that he's going roaches,
Research
but
complete.
in order to build those roaches, he can't build that many drones, can he? Because it's pretty costly to get a bunch of roaches early. So I'm getting my medevacs. We're gonna get an armory. I'll even start working on this. I guess he felt like he was too far behind. But a lot of players will just go, they have one attack, and that's their attack, and that's it. And that attack, I just sat back, I let him attack. He had 334 APM. I had 103. It's not about how much you have, it's about how you use it. I have no idea what they're doing. It would be very difficult for me to get 334. Me, I'll always be lonely. I'll never be fine. If life is a movie, it's always so boring. Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm just using the map. You gotta. I don't think you should be like, I'm on this map, I'm gonna do this build, necessarily. I think it would have been completely fine to just do a 1-Rex expand into like a siege tank medevac. Not a CC first, but that was an example of using the map. It doesn't, you don't need to use, you shouldn't be using the maps. Masters is when it might matter a little.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
just a basic one.
Just as I deserve.
Thank you, X
Coming
Big
home
J.
and watching winter always puts a smile on my face.
Okay.
War money, kleiner als 3, kleiner als 3, wolle.
I think we need to switch up Hans. Thank you for the $20. Because I'm not. Hans has had his day. Alright, I didn't have time to switch him, so he got lucky. Hans Araya. Thank you.
Your dedication will
Okay.
be rewarded.
The Mabes. For that sub. It's better with time. So, Zerg versus Unknown. This is a little dicey, because if I am up against a Zerg player, and I go hatch first, which I would still do if he was a Zerg anyways, which is a little risky. But I'm going to send this Overlord towards the main base. The second Overlord I'm going to send towards this side location. And I'm going to go for the hatch first on 17.
We require more minerals.
It's a little bit greedy to make drones after this, by the way. It's a bit greedy. Because if he does go for, even if he's not Zerg, if he goes for like a Proxy Rex or a Cannon Rush or something, it's going to delay my pull that little bit extra, and it's probably going to kill my hatch, at the very least. We will see. I still don't know what race he is. If he speaks English, he knows what race I am. I mean, and I bet he knows what the word Zerg means in English. I'm pretty sure that is actually one of your average Korean child's first words. So, Zerg Rush. We're gonna get Forlings. I'm gonna go for speed. I have not seen an Overlord coming across the map.
Just as I deserve.
Please don't send me away. Hans will be good from now on.
That's what you said last time, Hans. How many times are we gonna go through this together? Alright. Do as nicht good for me. Alright. You just come back and you hurt me again. He is Zerg. Okay, we'll get the Vein Nest then. And I need to get back into gas. Does he have an expo? So one base? Okay, no expo. Spinecrawler. Thank you, Tripendicular. Is he a... Oh, he's AFK. I can tell. I can feel it. If it was like a Terran, I might be like, where the proxy rank? No, he came back. Let's see if he had 0 APM. Yeah, still 300. Hey. Das ist das? I think I might run near the other.
Just as I deserve.
The Big Yacht wants me to send his condolences. He is very sorry for everything. He also wants me to tell you to please keep me around for a little bit longer. I am sure this is just a misunderstanding the winter. Thanks.
Dankeschön. He had 0 APM. He just came back and left. That was it. Thank you, Hans. Alright, we're Protoss. Protoss versus Terran. We're just gonna safe gate expand. I'm not gonna do any weird builds on Acolyte. It's just the rain, alright? It's the rain that makes it be... As Protoss against Terran. Well, until the mothership core gets removed and replaced, well, pylons are gonna be pretty similar to how they are now when they end up changed. We still don't know exactly how that's gonna end up, but we're just gonna talk now. Just making a spread around your base, a triangle or even a square, so that way you always have overcharge coverage is usually the prerequisite, so you don't die to Widowmander. And I'm not saying, I'm afraid, and I've seen this before, I'm afraid when I'm like, make a pylon here, here, and here, and sometimes it gets interpreted as, first thing you do, 3 pylons, here, 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 at like 14 supply. That's not what I mean. I mean, as you naturally progress forward...
Yes, just as I deserve.
Please don't fire my son, he really needs this job. He is a recovering addict and is getting back on his feet, please cancer.
I'm too spooky. Alright. I think we'll give him another chance. Is Nexus first suicide against Terran? No, but if they can Reaper micro, it's gonna make things very unhappy for you. The problem with Nexus first is if they make a Reaper, you will actually lose more probes to the Reaper, even if you lose like 3. Then you get from the benefit of Nexus first. Like, you actually are just further if you lose 3 probes, then you're pretty much further behind than if you had gone 1 gate expand and just deflected the Reaper. That's the difference. The SCVs are on the chase here. Come get me! Did he just use the chat colon as part of his...
Your dedication will be rewarded.
We can go any way you want it. You can walk out of here or be carried out. But have no illusions. Hands is in chunks.
Well, not of the subtext to speech. But thank you, Decoy TV. As well. USA.
Ire shall be reclaimed.
We do it for you. Alright, I'm just going for the safety Colossuses. Am I just gonna die if I do this? Look at me! Look at me! Well, what? What is all this? He has a little bit of everything right now. I see this and I say, I don't really need to worry right now. I'll just get a Robo Bay. I don't know what he's gonna do with that. Is that gonna be like double starport? I mean double liberator or something? That's the only thing that really scares me. It's like a double liberator play. I don't need to be worrying about this micro. This just ignore that adept, really, to be honest. Like, I'm just gonna make an immortal. And the idea here is I build up a depth buff. What will get you further than anything, especially in silver, gold, platinum, is being comfortable defending. So many players in silver, in gold, and platinum, they're like, I see pro players, they do this attack. How do I do that attack good? But in order to attack, you must first defend. And that will get you a lot further than learning how to do like one specific sort of build or timing. I know, it's not as flashy, it's not as exciting, but it's way more important. Get the +1 there. I have the mothership core to deflect on this side. I have the units here, and I'm not really that worried about his unit count. And we can just build up the Colossi. Because if he plays, like you'll see most Terrans play, he's gonna try to get damage done, I'm gonna deflect it, and he's gonna have very little. I'm just making probes, I'm making pylons, I'm getting upgrades. That's all you gotta do. We'll get a Twilight Council. Just sit back, relax. Does he know I see him? I'm not sure. He sees that base, that'll probably prompt him to attack. He's like, well, I gotta damage that. But I'm gonna have 2 Colossi ready. You just gotta be, especially as Protoss, being comfortable defending is a big deal. He just started his 3rd. I already got one of those. Get another one of these. And I want to go a little forward here. I want to be kind of up in his grill, because the best defense, well, I feel like I'm doing a lot of platitudes and such.
Just as I deserve.
Kevin found an entertaining stream in Solar. You rock and got me.
Thank you, Swag Lord YOLO LOL.
And when can we expect more remastered campaign Megaswords?
I didn't pick up what Hans was saying for the end of that. Let me... When can we expect more remastered? Well, I'm back in Murica. Soon. Alright. Soon. Now, this is the time when I need to be adding on those gates. Because this is when I'm getting that 3 base. I'm looking at 64 probes. I'm going to go up to about 70. I'm going to get a Templar Archives. I'm actually going to add on a couple observers here. We're just going to throw Chronos on the upgrades. And I mean, he's got Vikings, but his overall unit count is pretty lacking, isn't it? As we're really just working on filling in the blanks here. I'm making sure I have cannons in the most vulnerable locations. We're going to have an observer out here. Pretty much you just want to fill in the blanks, and then you see, like, I'm at the watchtower. We have all this. We can get Templar. We're getting Storm. We've got more gates. It's actually not a great setup here. We're gonna target down the and there you go. We defend. We're gonna get some Templar. I can just go up, get a 4th base. He's trying to get damage done, but guess what? Not gonna happen. He's got 1/1 upgrades. He's actually kept up on his upgrades, which is pretty good. I have charge done. We'll get blink. I could even throw some glaives in there. We're getting +3. Once I get more Vespine gas here. More gates. This observer can just go right in the center. +3. Some more charge lots in the front. He actually just killed it. We've got a warp prism now. I'm going to hotkey that on 6 and bring it around the side. We have a Templar in the main to help deal with anything. But here comes an attack. And now Templar are pretty good, is the first thing I'll say. And the cavalry has arrived. I mean, the tanks are doing a really good job, and the Vikings are as well. So this is kind of a brute force situation. Doesn't really matter. I don't even have blink, but his army is forced to retreat. I still have the warp prisms ready. Can get all this gas. We'll switch to another base. We have everybody together, even the Sarkhan. But I just have the money. +3 armor on the way. And this is how you break the back here. Is the war prism. Does he have a turret? He has a turret there. Does he have a turret over here? He doesn't. Which means 9 charge lots get warped in. Some to the main base. And he has to bring everything back while he's doing all of this, so. And we can move forward at the same time. And that obviously opens up some vulnerabilities, namely at the very front. Because now he has no units there. There you go. Cannot come back this time. Once again, I'm not sure what they're doing to get all this APM. He had 2.5 times. It's not about how much you have. It's about how you use it. Yeah. It's sometimes better. Like, if I was coaching a silver player or a gold player and I saw they had 300 APM, I would be like, what I want you to do right now is play 20 games in a row with under 100. It's like, how could I possibly do that? Way better than what you're doing now. Thank you, Mick Sweet Lovin', for that sub as well. Okay. Well, at least he acknowledged my race. I'm gonna do the exact same thing again. I'm gonna go for the gate expand. I'm gonna get a Robo Bay. I'm gonna get this solid Protoss base. Puns intended. We got the Colossi, we got the Stalkers, other gateway units. And I'll let him try to attack me. Because Protoss has very strong units. If they're in the right place at the right time, they're some of the most powerful in the game. Of course, the weakness of Protoss is how easy it is to get caught out of position. So first priority is to not let that happen. That second depot is very early, by the way. Like, does he even have a barracks? I guess he has a barracks. But where, though? Are you proxying me? You dirty devil. I don't know if he... It's hard to tell, because, like... He has all these deep... I'm not 100% sure it's a proxy. I think he might just be walling in. I'm not...
Your dedication will be rewarded.
I'm already inside. Why did you lock the door? I'm already here. Thank you. Say Res G. 5 months in a row.
We stand as one.
Oh, what? Why are you attacking? He has 2 gases. So we're gonna have to make some decisions here. I'm immediately going for a Robo. There's something happening. I'm just not sure where it's happening. It's obviously a proxy of some kind. But does he have like a factory? That answers my question, doesn't it? That is Threepers right there. Oh, he threw another Reaper away. Okay, well, Immortals are pretty good against Reapers, so... We're gonna get another gate. Or not. Or not. I guess we'll do that. That time I had more APM. But he wasn't Korean, I don't think. A slightly different frame of mind. It's the same guy on the same map. What do you think he's gonna do? Is there any conceivable situation where you can think where 3x Reaper would actually work against a Protoss? Yeah, it's not... You can, as long as you bait out the overcharges, like, if they go gate expand, especially if they go, like, a Stargate or something before getting a mothership core, if it gets scouted, it's very unlikely. But if it doesn't get scouted, it can work. And I didn't scout it until later on, so, like... But if they go for a mothership core, especially on a map where there's, like, one jump location, I wouldn't recommend it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's a good idea, but anything can work against anyone. I guarantee you I can make 3x Reaper work against Protoss here. Do you speak any languages besides English? American? He made his barracks in his main base this time. This is a breakthrough. He's got 2 gases here. The second gas is kind of on the late side. So we'll have to see. We will find out. What is all this? Gotta get 2 Reapers. Is that a factory? His factory is gonna be slightly quicker than mine, not significantly. A new frame of mind. Because he didn't get his second gas that early. So this is another situation where we just sit back, we defend, and we see what he wants to do. Surprise me.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
Am I gonna need a bunker? I could just go for a bunker. I think I'll go for a bunker.
You scared me.
The thing... Oh. That's nice of him.
SCV ready.
I'm not going for a bunker anymore. Can we just build up?
Go ahead.
I'm getting a cyclone here. I stood in the location where he was going to jump up, and he jumped up. Nice of him to oblige.
SCV ready.
Command center upgrade complete.
I'm not going to use a scan on this. I use a scan when this gets enough.
Big job.
Not
Also going to get the NG bang. But yeah, this is just... I know I expanded quicker because he took 2 gas. Like, you can't expand more quickly than me. It's not possible.
Online. Let's go kill something.
The math just does not check out. But yeah, we'll drop a scan just straight up in the main base. As I struggle for words.
add-on complete.
You know what? Let's get a Viking. I'm gonna scan the full main. I don't see... It looks like he was about to start a starport.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
I'm starting a medevac now. And I'm gonna do a cyclone. I'm gonna have Reapers I can jump in with, and then I'm gonna do a light drop. And by that I mean
Not enough
a cyclone marine drop. These are anti-liberator turrets here. Even though I
additional
don't think that's gonna be a huge part of the game. Not keying it on too. This is...
additional supply
The key is
depots
not to get
required.
carried away with what you're doing. With this. The key is to just do your little thing, do a little bit of pressure, but also really focus on what's happening at home. Like, I'm getting more of this.
Additional supply depots required.
Dropping mules. because you don't want to be spending more time. If you spend more attention than him on this, then even if you get damage done, you're still going to be behind.
SCV ready. I heard that.
I shouldn't boost it there, but we're going to get the stim. The Reapers are coming through. Oh, wow. I killed some SCVs. Looks like he's going for Starport. I'm getting Vikings.
SCV ready to plunder.
But we got a good scout. I got the medevac out.
SCV ready.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Not enough minerals.
That's all I really wanted. I'm gonna drop off Marines to scout. I'm gonna put one at the front. We're gonna put one here. I'm gonna put one at this other watchtower.
Insufficient Vespene gas. Command center upgrade.
And that way we have vision. I'm gonna start. The turret ring needs to come up as well, because he's really focused on that.
SCV ready.
+1. I don't want to talk about that.
I can't build here. Fight or flight. Yeah, right. SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
Oh, yeah? Looks like he's adding on his production, but he went for the starport, like 2 starports, which means he was trying to go that road, but he's not confident in it. He doesn't know, like, he just did it because he just randomly felt like it.
Additional supply depots required.
And now he's adding on barracks, so he's doing a little bit of everything.
Additional
So if I just stay the course, I'm eventually just going to have an overwhelming army. And I will win. Convincingly. With that army. We're going to have combat shields even queued up after. Make sure I don't get supply blocked. Get an armory.
research complete. Additional supply depots.
But I have all the production here. Do I have 1 out of 3.
Add-on complete. Not enough. Add-on complete.
Getting a few more depots, but we're always working towards that.
Your dedication.
Thank you, Easy GG Loser,
Field.
for that sub as well. Thank you for joining us.
Not enough.
I'm not continually scanning because I'm confident. I've already seen enough of what he had
Mineral field.
to realize even if he was, like, I already have vision on the map, so I don't have to use scans, but I'm not afraid of what he could be doing because I've defended against drops,
Upgrade.
which is a big one. I've got the turrets, I've got the Vikings. I've got my 3rd base set up, and I have tanks, I have stim, I have production. So I don't need to think about a tech switch here. There's nothing I need to worry about there. He doesn't even have this base. So we just kind of sit back, really push out the medevacs.
Additional supply depots required.
Like, he's scanning for days here. So he's terrified right now.
Research complete.
Oh yeah, I still have a medevac out here. There's combat shields. But now we just go towards 200. If he's gonna sit on 2 bases, then I'm not gonna attack him, right? Is he gonna attack me? That'll make things a lot easier. But I have continual vision of that. And I can see when I need to siege up and all of that. I'll start scanning him if he gets a bit closer. We're not there yet. I got some vision here.
Mineral field.
I'm just gonna move out to intercept. It's not a small, that's a lot of tanks. It's a scary amount of tanks. He just sieges up all his tanks here. Okay, so my counterplay is to just go across the map with 4 medevac submarines.
Your dedication.
He actually did this. I didn't think he would go for it. Please siege him up.
Now what?
We're just gonna drop him right in the middle of the base. We'll see. The full siege tank Viking. We playing Wings of Liberty now. Gotta appreciate that. But now what? Thank you, Egan's the Bug, as well. That's another drop. And we can crush through. But I forced the attack, and obviously we're going to come out ahead on that count. Now, here's the thing. Now, here's something I want to point out. You guys are pointing out the idle SCVs. And, I mean, it's a problem. Idle SCVs are a problem. But if you think the idle SCVs are a big problem, that kind of gives away the reason you're not looking where you should be looking. Because the thing is, the idle SCVs aren't a problem, because I'm already making over double the amount of SCVs in most of my opponents. So even if a third of them are idle, that still shouldn't be the focus. Let's just see. I created 68 workers. Even if 20 were idle, then I would still have more mining. Yes, obviously all your SCVs should be mining, but first priority is to build them. There you go. I know, it's very visible when you're watching a stream and stuff. And obviously you shouldn't have idle SCVs, almost ever. But, as long as you're hitting your depots and continually building them, that's a secondary problem. Is he off racing? I don't think I should be facing a hard bronze, but we'll find out. He's gonna come in 500 APM. Beautiful multitasking. We'll see. Should you not try to develop good habits? What I'm saying is it's about priorities. StarCraft and life itself are about priorities. It's much more important to build enough SCVs so it's embarrassing when you have 15 idle ones than to only have 15 SCVs at all. That's not a great example. But one of the biggest problems that players, especially players who are just kind of learning the game on their own and don't watch guides or anything, is thinking that build orders and counters matter. Especially up to, like, Platinum. Alright, the player who spends their money and makes probes and pylons, and spends their money on units that they're not making on probes and pylons, is gonna get to Platinum way quicker than the guy who perfects, like, a 1-base 4-gate build order. Okay, that maybe not be true. But, is gonna be a much, much better overall player, and much easier to improve, even if a quarter of his probes are idle at all times. Alright. That's something you work on later on. It's easy to send them to work, it's not easy to hire them in the first place. Let's put it that way. I'm actually gonna get 6 lings because I don't trust this random player. He's a cheesy random Korean. He's on 1 base, whatever he's doing, unless there's a hatchery or something outside my base. Is he a heart? What do we have up here? There's no wall. I'm getting a main nest. There's no creep. There's He's building the NG Bay, but he doesn't have gas to get planetaries. So that's gonna pose an issue as time goes on. Look at that mini-map, by the way. Alright. Welcome to the Central Command. I hate to be this guy, but I'm doing a thing, okay? I would love to take over his SCVs and build battlecruisers, but I'm doing a thing. Is it? Don't lift them. Don't you dare. Okay, let's all hope he doesn't know how to lift his buildings. I'm trying to be educational. She. Well, that's a new one. Yeah, he definitely outbuilt. Did he build more workers than me? Yeah, he built. Well, no. He tried almost. So close. He was playing unranked, by the way. If they don't have a league icon at the end of the game, they are unranked. Or in placement, but still technically unranked even if they're in placement. Unranked players can play with ladder players and vice versa. You don't know it at the start of the game. That's why some people beg for free wins from unranked players, which is a bitch move. But it happens. If you haven't yet watched my top 5 things noobs need to know about the StarCraft ranking system, or before playing ranked, you should. It's 5 minutes and I explain all the things I get asked every goddamn day about the system. It's on YouTube. Whenever I start getting annoyed at people asking me the same questions every day, I make a YouTube video. And then I still get asked the same questions. I can just be real passive-aggressive about it, which is my natural state. Mostly aggressive-aggressive, actually. We'll just double up on that.
You have not enough minerals.
That's why I always say, like, some of the criticisms, like, this 40-minute guide is too long. Can you make something shorter? It's like, bitch, if you can't watch a 40-minute guide, then you're not gonna have an easy time playing StarCraft. Some of your games are gonna be 40 minutes long. You don't even know what happened. I only had 2 in gas. I was wondering. Are you expanding? Wow, he's doing a real build. There's a starport. There's a little bit of everything going on, actually.
Persevere. Combat.
But once again, we're gonna rely on the defense. Thank you, One Up Ding. So that's up as well. Thank you for joining us. Glad you enjoyed.
Give us your command. Guide us. We serve with pride. Where shall we march? Yes, Executor. Iron shall
Just
be
try not to worry.
glorious combat is upon us.
We gotta do a little bit of fancy footworks here. Minimize the damage.
Let your will
But we Gucci. Get some pylons. Get some gas. I've got the 3 gates. I'm actually gonna have this probe patrol to act like a ghetto observer. Try not to worry. I'm gonna make 1. But we've got the gas income now, so I should be able to get my first Colossi out first. Well, soon. Soon, TM. I'm gonna be supply blocked for it, though. It takes 6 supply. I canceled a probe to make sure I didn't get supply blocked for it. Just put that right there. Don't put it in such an obvious location, you idiot. God! Get it together! What? I have the 1 sentry for Guardian Shield. I've got the double forge. Once again, we're playing defense. One and 1. And we'll just sync the upgrades. We have a Colossi. Starting the 3rd. The idea, I saw the Widowmine. I saw the 111. I know the 111 is in the barracks, the factory, and the starport, which means he's not going for a bunch of barracks early on. Which means he's not going for an outright, all-out push. I mean, he has a lot of Marines, but it's going to slow that down a bit, aka I'm going to get Thermal Lance. I'm going to get at least 1 Colossi. I'm going to have plenty of energy on the Mothership Core, and I should have the basics of defense. Still have this adept. I can see what he's doing. Twilight Council. I'm starting to work towards the point where I'm going to be getting, like, okay, as a Liberator. We're going to add more Stalkers on. Liberator isn't that scary on its own. I'll get a pylon back here. There's the Thermal Lance. He still doesn't know I have Colossi. Transfer probes over. I mean, okay, he's gonna do this, but if he's just gonna sit back, I look at his upgrades right now. I click on a Marine. I see the upgrades. I'm getting 2-2. So that means I'm ahead on upgrades, right? So. But yeah. This is the example of, like, he's going for that 1 Liberator harass. Well, I build up a massive army. It can hit. eat some probe losses. It's not so bad. Yeah, Eddie on gates here. He missed the army completely, but he sees a Colossus. So I'm gonna get the charge out as well as the blank. But does he decide to attack? He has 1-1 now. I have... You want to project vision. I want to see where he's coming from. Because once again, Protoss is the strong kind of... Sometimes a death ball type of race. But if you're out of position and he hits you from a certain angle, it knocks you completely off balance. And that's unrelated because, I mean, I'm sure you've heard, but why did the Colossus fall over? Because it wasn't balanced. Alright, I'm gonna... He's trying to do all this harass, but I'm just building the army. It's not a focus on this anymore. Yeah, now here's the army, but I don't have charge, but I have going on 4 Colossi. Does he try to go for an attack here? I got the 2-2. Need to make sure he doesn't do any sort of fancy very sneaky plays. I've got charge on the way here. As we get all the warpins. I'm making a warp prism now. 4 Colossi is about that limit. Is he just sitting out here now? Looks like it. He has 2-1. This, I don't think, like, I've killed a couple units this game, and that's about it. He doesn't quite see the army. We're gonna have the pylons in position to block. The Templar do a pretty good job as well. There's a War Prism. The War Prism used to just draw the army out of position. I'm actually going to get a second one as well. Get a Dark Shrine. Gonna move out with the army. The War Prism's in position. I got it hotkeyed as well. And he probably has that third, so I'm going to come in. I'm going to warp in. That should draw the army back. I don't know if he saw something here, but... he has to decide here because he's soon to be charged once. We can warp into the main. There you go. Just the 1-2? I mean, even the main attack, I just built the bigger army quicker. And you hit when he's trying to expand again. But yeah, he made 52. The reason his army wasn't as large, 52 SCVs. That's not very many SCVs.